Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, the table below represents the relationship between the total cost of a rental sailboat Y and the number of hours rented X with an initial charge for using the life jacket. What is the cost per hour of renting the sailboat? So what are they asking me to find? Well, they want to find the cost per hour. They want to know how much are you going to pay for each hour. Very good. Okay. So if I want to find how much am I going to pay for each hour, then I can think about rate of change for that. And rate of change is the same as finding slope. Very good. So these two, they are the same, right? Okay. So what else is given to me on the problem? Well, it's telling me that the total cost will be represented on the Y and the hours will be represented with X. So now let me go ahead and write my labels here. So hours is X and cost is Y. So right now, this is what it means on the table. If you rent the sailboat for 2 hours, your total cost will be $33. If you rent it for 4 hours, the total cost is $51. So this is giving you the total cost, but I don't want to know the total cost. I want to know how much am I actually paying per hour? How much am I actually paying for each hour that I rented? So in order to find that, we can look at the table and we can try to find out if there's any pattern on the hours and on the cost, okay? And that will be the rate of change. So let's look at the hours. I've noticed that the hours are going by 2468, which means it's increasing. So if they're increasing, that means that I am going to need to add a number to reach the next one. So 2 plus 2 gives me a 4. 4 plus 2, I do get a 6. And 6 plus 2, yep, I do get an 8. So I do see the rate of change for X as a 2. What about on the Y? Well, I see the numbers increasing as well. So that means that I'm going to need to add to reach the next one. So I do need to add 18. And if you're not sure how I got the 18, what you can do is subtract 51 minus 33, and that will give you the 18 that I'm adding. Okay, what about the next one? Do I still need to add 18 to reach 69? Yes, I do, right? What about to reach 87? Do I need to add 18 as well? And the answer is yes. So I can say then that the change of the Y over the change of the X is going to be 18 over 2. And 18 is the money that you're going to pay, and the 2 is the hours. So I know what you're thinking. Miss, that 2 hours means that we're paying $18. But that's not what the table says. Of course not. Because the table is actually telling you that when you rent it for 2 hours, the total cost is $33. Is that right? And on my rate of change, it doesn't match, because if you go back to the problem, and we did not underline this, there is a what? There is an initial charge for what? For the life jacket. So that means that for the 2 hours, just for the hours, I do pay $18. But there is an initial charge for the life jacket. So let's see if we can use the table to help us find how much are you actually paying for the renting of the life jacket. So I'm going to go back to the table and I'm going to say, well, if I'm increasing by 2s to go to the next hours, what about if I want to go backwards? What about if I want to go this way? So that means that instead of adding, I'm going to need to subtract the same number, right? But subtracting. What's 2 minus 2? It's a 0, right? So on the cost, I was adding 18. So if I want to go back, then I need to subtract 18. And 33 minus 18, I get a 15. So what is 15 representing? So $15, it's how much money you pay for the life jacket. I know they're not asking you for that, but I can tell that this will make more sense now, because I'm going to go back to my rate of change where it says 18 over 2, which, by the way, is not simplified, and we're going to do that in just a minute. So I'm going to simplify that in a minute. So right here says that for the 2 hours, you need to pay $18, but then you got to pay for the life jacket. Is that right? And that will give you $33. Isn't that the same 33 that is on the table? Okay, so now hopefully this makes more sense for you, right? So I'm going to simplify 18 over 2, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find how much am I going to pay for each hour. How much do I pay per hour? Is that right? So if you divide by 2, you get 9 over 1. So 9 is the money and 1 is the hours. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you're going to pay $9 per hour, or you can say I'm going to pay $9 for each hour. It's up to you. You can say per hour or for each hour. Okay, so I know what you can say. Miss, I can see the answers already. I know which one matches. Okay, good. But what we're going to do is I'm actually going to ask you to do the equation for this. I'm going to use the formula. So my formula for slope of a line says, well, I can find m, which is a slope, by using y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1. We're going to choose 2 points from there, any 2 points. I can choose the first one, I can choose the second one, I can choose any of the points. I'm going to choose the first 2. Okay? Now, I challenge you to choose any other 2 points. Just following me the steps, and you will see that you should get the same answer. Okay? So that's like if you want to challenge yourself on that. So what I need to do next, I'm going to write my labels. So this is x of 1 and y sub 1 because it's my first point. X of 2 and y sub 2 because that's my second point. I'm going to circle that because remember that that is what's going to go on the numerator. Okay, so I'm going to write down 51 minus 33 and 4 minus 2. If I subtract 51 minus 33, I do get 18, and 4 minus 2 gives me a 2. And right now, I want you to look at those numbers and the ones above. What do you notice? They're the same, right? They should be the same because we remember slope and rate of change is exactly the same. So go ahead and simplify this. 18 over 2 or 18 divided by 2 gives me a 9. So this is $9 for each hour. Okay? Or $9 per hour. Very good. So what's my answer for this? Do you see that? The answer should be letter A. Very good.